Hi everybody, Lindsay Wilson here from Lindsay Wilson Coaching, and I'm so excited to be here. I just want to remind you that you can get what we're going to talk about today, the 6.5 days to Kickass journaling, on my website at lindsaywilsoncoaching.com. And really what I do is I help people recognize that they are worthy of winning really, really big in their lives. And one of the other ways that I help athletes and professionals do that is I help women learn to kick more ass in their life. And that's really what this series is all about. Men are, of course, welcome. But I want to encourage you that if this resonates with you to share with a kick-ass woman in your life. Okay, so before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about what we are here doing. And that's really taking the time out of your day to journal. And I know that it feels like one more thing to do. And I know that a certain percentage of you are going to watch this video and nod along, be like, yeah, that's interesting stuff, or that's something that I should do. And a certain amount of you are actually going to sit down and journal. And if you're in that latter group, I really want to encourage you to think right now about when you can do this today. That little tweak allows you to plan and actually do the journaling that you want to do. So this is my little journal. And you might think about, okay, I'm going to do this right after the video ends, or I'm going to do it at lunch today, or I'm going to do it tonight before I go to bed. Taking 5 or 10 minutes and actually sitting down and doing this journaling exercise is just so much different than just thinking about the things that I'm going to talk about. So I just want to encourage you to take that next step and actually do it. Here's my little timer. I got this at Anthropology and I'm in love with it. 5 to 10 minutes actually sitting down, and there's some little rules in the journaling guide that I want you to look at. A lot of it has to do with not stopping writing. So you actually sit down and you write even if you aren't answering the question and you aren't thinking about that. You're just continually to write. So that's all in this. So it says why journal, and it has all the sort of I don't want to say rules, but the ways that you're going to get the most out of it. So yeah, a lot of it is keeping writing, even if you don't have anything else to say. Okay, so today we're going to talk about reframing. And this is an exercise that I think is extremely useful. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to think about a situation that's going on in your life currently. Now, maybe you're feeling frustrated at work. Maybe you're bored. Maybe you're just feeling negative about a certain situation that you're struggling with. Maybe there's things that you're feeling stuck with or overwhelmed. Any kind of what we consider negative emotions, a situation in your life that you're feeling that way. And I want you to just stay with me for a second, because we're going to talk about how to reframe this. Okay, so the first thing with this is there's a couple things that this is not. So this is not ignoring your feelings about the situation. This is not trying to change your mind about what the situation evokes in you. So that's not what this is. This also isn't trying to find the silver lining necessarily, though that might come from this exercise, but that's not what this exercise is. Those are all useful approaches, but they're not what we're doing right now. This also isn't, one of the kind of catchphrases now is first world problems, right? Which is totally true, and I have this sort of pep talk with myself. But what we're not doing in this exercise is we're not comparing what you're feeling or the situation that you're stuck in or bored with. We're not comparing it to like world problems and realizing that our problem isn't that big. That's not what this exercise is. Again, a very useful exercise, not what we're doing today. Okay, what we're doing today is we are changing your perspective on the situation. And this allows you to do a couple things. One, it allows you to change your perspective, but it also allows you to recognize that perception is everything. Our perception of a situation colors everything we choose to see about that situation. And the second thing is that perception is a choice. Now, if you change and you reframe how you see this particular situation in your life, and you say, you know what? I don't like that reframe. That doesn't work for me. That's okay. You don't have to change your perspective. The simple act of recognizing that there is an available other perspective sometimes is enough to make you just realize, yes, okay, I'm frustrated. I'm choosing to be frustrated. That can be really, really useful. Okay, so again, the reason that this is so powerful is because our perception about a situation is everything. So let me just give you an example that I think is probably relevant for a lot of people. Let's imagine that you have a beautiful evening planned. You're gonna go out to dinner with your significant other or a really good friend. You're gonna have an amazing meal at a restaurant that you really have wanted to go to, and you're all dressed up, and it's gonna be a perfect night, and you're so excited. Now imagine that on the way to the restaurant, you guys get in a huge fight. Now, your perception going into that beautiful meal and that beautiful night is totally colored by that fight. Maybe you've had this experience. And so again, nothing has changed about the night. You're still at a beautiful restaurant. You're still eating a great meal. You're still all dressed up, but your perception about that experience is totally different. So imagine that in all aspects of our life. We have a perception, and that colors everything that we choose to see. It's not even a choice, really. We just see things through that lens all the time. But again, that perception, if we back up, that perception is a choice. Okay, so an example for me is about 6 months ago, I had a new baby and a new business, and I was struggling with the perception of how things were going at work. Home life is great. But at work, I felt really stuck. I felt really overwhelmed, and I felt really heavy in pretty much everything that I was doing at work. And I was really frustrated. And for something that I really love my work and I'm really passionate about it. And so being in that mindset of feeling stuck was really limiting. And the research supports this. Once you get into that mode, it's really hard to be creative. It's really hard to think about options. It's really hard to be motivated. And I was feeling all of those things. I was literally to the point where I was like, F this, like this is not what I want to do with my life. And that was such a new feeling for me because like I said, I really love what I do. And so what I did is I did this exercise and I thought to myself, and the exact question that I'm presenting to you is, how might you look back at this current struggle and realize that it helped you grow into a better, stronger, or more compassionate person? Again, how might you look back at this current struggle and realize that it helped you grow into a better, stronger, or more compassionate person? What's another way to look at your situation? That's a great question as well. What's a creative way to look at your current situation? So back to my example. So for me, what I did is another alternate reality for me was this experience of balancing being an entrepreneur and a new mom and life and just the craziness and the chaos that I was feeling and the stuckness that I was feeling is going to benefit me so much in my work. It is going to allow me to empathize with my clients that are parents on a whole other level. It's also going to help me empathize and help my clients that are starting businesses or are feeling just totally overwhelmed with multiple things going on in their life and balancing work and life. And again, it's not that I had to stay in that. I could still go back to being frustrated and stuck, but switching my mind to thinking about, wow, when I look back on this situation, I'm going to be so grateful for having experienced that struggle. And so for you, whatever situation that you're feeling stuck or, overwhelmed or pissed off or frustrated at work or life or what have you, in a 6 months or a year, how are you going to look back on this time and feel like it helped you in some way? That's really what this is about. So again, for you, this is your little kick-ass journaling guide. How might you look back at this current struggle and realize that it helped you grow into a better, stronger, or more compassionate person. Go, 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so before I sign off, I just have a couple things. So tomorrow we're gonna be talking about something that it's so valuable and it's so simple. It is, I don't know, this is something that I use a lot, and it's called emotional labeling. I'll go into all of it tomorrow. If you want to get a head start, you can download this guide and do the emotional labeling. So you can do that ahead of time if you want, or you can wait until tomorrow and we're going to talk about emotional labeling and what it means and what it can do for you. Again, this is a really simple tool that can really change your perspective. So again, today we're going to reframe your present reality. If you have any comments or questions, I will get to as many of them as I can. You can put them at the bottom of this video. Again, you are worthy of winning. You're worthy of winning really big in your life. And journaling, I know it feels like you don't have the time to do it, but taking that time to be introspective can help you so much in getting your mindset on the course that you want to stay in. Because remember, if you're stuck or you're feeling overwhelmed, you're not going to be seeing options in your life. You're not going to feel like venturing out and taking risks. And it can be really, really limiting. So take some time to journal. Actually be one of the people that watches this video and sits down with your journal. 5 to 10 minutes. It makes a big difference. It's not just the same as listening to this and thinking about it. Writing, there's something about it. Okay, so again, go to lindsaywilsoncoaching.com to get your free PDF on 6.5 days to kick-ass journaling. I will see you tomorrow. And again, comments and questions can go below. I will get to as many as I can. And if you have anybody in your life that likes to kick ass, you know the type, that are interested in introspection, interested in getting better, you know, you might call them the self-help junkies. That's what I am. Tag them in this video if you feel like this is something that would resonate with them. And I will see you tomorrow, 9:17 a.m. Hi, Lisa. 9:7. Hi, Willette. Oh, this is awesome. 9:17 a.m. tomorrow, Tuesday. We're going to talk about one simple tool that you can use to totally alter your perception. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.